Teachings for the New Golden Age, the embodiments of Ascended Master Kuthumi. Kuthumi's primary teacher was Lord Maitreya, but he was also trained by Jesus, Lord Himalaya, and the Lord Mahachohan. In biblical times, Kuthumi was Balthazar, one of the three wise men who followed the star to the birthplace of Jesus. He had transmuted his karma at that time and could have ascended then, but postponed his ascension, as did El Moria, to bring forth at a future date the teachings of the Theosophical Society. One of Kuthumi's embodiments was that of the Greek philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras in the 6th century BC. Pythagoras settled in Crotona in southern Italy around 535 BC. Here, he established the Pythagorean order, a school primarily for young people. At Crotona, Pythagoras made many important discoveries in various fields, such as mathematics, astronomy, and music. He established the term in geometry, later called the Pythagorean theorem. He determined that the earth was spherical in shape, that the real self was eternal, and, together with a new physical body, came back into embodiment. Pythagoras taught all these doctrines in his school. The disciplines at Crotona were very strict. Much time was spent in absolute silence. The students were given slates upon which to write, also using the arched eyebrow and the gesture as a response. This way, they were forced to listen to the still, small voice in their hearts, rather than to the sometimes riotous whirlings of the emotional and mental bodies. The mornings and evenings were spent in listening to the music that Pythagoras received from Vesta, the Elohim of music. Pythagoras taught that within the heart of each life stream is the real teacher, and that the four lower bodies can be refined through good music to become purer vessels. Through carefully trained cheerless, Pythagoras endeavoured to raise the vibratory action of the earth, allowing these cheerless to step up their own personal harmony. The students of Pythagoras became aware that the substances taken into the body as food are most quickly felt by the physical atoms of the brain. He taught that to achieve dexterity of the intellect, alertness of body, and illumination of the mind, the diet should be carefully prepared and adhered to. Unfortunately, these endeavours at Crotona were not completed because of some base and selfish destructive influences within certain life streams who did not know or understand his motive. Pythagoras saw his beautiful school at Crotona burnt to the ground, and within it, all the records of a lifetime, all the exquisite achievements of the pupils, including artworks, the likes of which had not been seen since the days of Atlantis. Marble figures were dashed from their pedestals and crushed by vandals' hands. Gardens and exquisite trees were destroyed until only a rubble remained of a vision into which he had invested a lifetime. And yet, the experiences within that life were such that they did enable Pythagoras to become a master of energy. His teacher said, "You are now a harmonizing presence, which will never again be disturbed by any external distress, nor any internal weakness. You are fit to enter my service and become a member of my court, and one day soon, if you choose, shall wear my cloak upon your shoulders." Although the tears rolled down Kuthumi's cheeks as he saw his dreams destroyed, He was happy to hear that, and it helped him to hold a certain amount of peace, even through that suffering. Master Kuthumi and other ascended masters urged the students of the Bridge to Freedom to assist them in their efforts to purify the earth by expressing harmony at all times and to listen only to exquisite music containing no broken rhythm. This would assist Kuthumi and the other members of the Great White Brotherhood to do their part in re-establishing the earth as freedom's star. As part of this effort, and as a means of attunement to the ascended host, the students of the Bridge to Freedom were given, by them, about 40 melodies which contained the keynotes of members of the ascended host, together with the keynotes of their retreats. Later on, Kuthumi embodied as St. Francis of Assisi. He was a great lover of animals and helped thousands of them, to the point where they did not have to come back into embodiment. Therefore, he was of great assistance to the elemental kingdom. St. Francis was a very patient and gentle man. He could spend hours or an entire day observing a flower come into full bloom. Birds and other animals were drawn to him because of his peaceful, harmonious aura. He founded the Order of St. Francis, which today pours out a continual impersonal love for life. St. Francis joined the Crusades because he wanted to see and bless the birthplace of beloved Jesus. But he did not fight alongside the Crusaders. He wore no armour, and the knights thought very little of him. St. Francis finally arrived at the Holy Land. Here he felt the radiation of Jesus that still remained. While the mighty army of the Crusaders prepared their plans, St. Francis walked into the camp of the infidels, where he met the leader. They stood side by side at the holy shrine. St. Francis found that the prince of the infidels and he were brothers. They were one. When he returned to the camp of the Crusaders, no one would believe his story. From the World Book Encyclopedia, we learnt that Francis of Assisi lived from 1182 to 1226 AD, and that he preached to the Crusaders at Damietta, Egypt, in 1219. After visiting Palestine, St. Francis returned to Assisi in 1220. At a later date, Kuthumi embodied as the Indian ruler Shah Jahan, and in 1640 AD, he built the Taj Mahal in India, one of the world's most beautiful buildings. This completed the embodiments of Master Kuthumi. In Kuthumi's final embodiment, which took place during the days of the Theosophical movement, he used an etheric body, prepared and sustained for this purpose. El Morya explained to the students that it is difficult to contact man through the pure medium of the electronic presence, as they had to do under the Bridge to Freedom dispensation. To materialize the etheric body is very easy, but to materialize the Ascended Master presence is a terrific shock to the Chela until he is very, very well grounded in that peace that truly does pass the understanding of the mind. Master Kuthumi made his ascension when the Theosophical outpouring was completed in 1905. He has golden hair and blue eyes. His keynote is found in the melody Kashmiri Song. Kuthumi functioned as Chohan of the Second Ray until 1958. Now, together with beloved Jesus, they fill the position as world teachers. He is on the second ray of wisdom and illumination, and he is also a brother of the golden robe. Kuthumi officiates at the Temple of Wisdom over Kashmir, located in the ethers over the gentle rolling hills of Kashmir in northern India. This focus is also called the Cathedral of Nature.